8. Circuit 8, the neuro 7. Circuit 7, the neurogenetic circuit. The seventh brain kicks into action when the nervous system begins to receive signals from within the individual neuron, from the DNA-RNA dialogue. The first to achieve this mutation spoke of memories of past lives, reincarnation, immortality, etc. That these adepts were recording something real is indicated by the fact that many of them, especially Hindu and Sufis, gave marvelously accurately poetic vistas of evolution 1,000 or 2,000 years before Darwin, and foresaw superhumanity before nature. The Akashic records of theosophy, the collective unconscious of Jung, the phylogenetic unconscious of Groth and Ring, are three modern metaphors for this circuit. The visions of past and future evolution described by those who have had out-of-body experiences during close-to-death episodes also describes the trans-time circuit 7 tunnel reality. Specific exercises to trigger Circuit 7 are not to be found in yogic teaching. It usually happens, if at all, after several years of the kind of advanced Raja Yoga that develops Circuit VI facility. The specific Circuit 7 neurotransmitter is, of course, LSD. Peyote and psilocybin produce some Circuit 7 experiences also. Circuit 7 is best considered, in terms of 1977 science, as the genetic archives, activated by antihistone proteins. The DNA memory coiling back to the dawn of life. A sense of the inevitability of immortality and interspecies symbiosis comes to all Circuit 7 mutants. We now see that this, also, is an evolutionary forecast, since we stand right now on the doorstep of extended longevity leading to immortality. The exact role of the right lobe circuits, and the reason for their activation, in the 1960 Cultural Revolution now becomes clear. Today when we speak of immortality, and of going to another world, we no longer mean these in a theological or metaphysical sense. People are now traveling to other worlds. People are now striving for immortality. Transcendence is no longer a metaphysical concept. It has become reality. The evolutionary function of the Seventh Circuit, and its evolutionary, eon-spanning tunnel reality, is to prepare us for conscious immortality and interspecies symbiosis. The meta-programming circuit is activated when the brain becomes aware of itself as engineer of experience. When you think of your mind as mind, then think of the mind that contemplates that mind as mind, and think of the mind that thinks of the mind contemplating mind as mind. You have discovered the path to meta-programming consciousness. Most methods of enlightenment function by leading the student around and around in circles, until he is struck by the realization that he is himself responsible for everything he experiences. With the aid of the circuit, one becomes self-programmer, then programs the self-programming, then programs the programming of the self-programming, etc. Cybernetic consciousness has been attained. Suddenly one is struck by the humorous, completely relative nature of all third circuit reality maps, rigid, dogmatic systems claiming to have the only, one true way, become cosmic jokes, to be laughed at heartily. The grand game becomes visible all at once, creating your own rules, changing them at will, even manufacturing different game boards for entertainment and edification is what Circuit 7 is all about. Apparently operating from the frontal lobes, the meta-programming circuit has been called the Gnostic soul, the Chinese no mind, the Tibetan Buddhist white light of the void, the Hindu Shiva Darshana, Gurdjieff's true intellectual center. When you ultimately realize that the self is not constant, but constantly shifting, and that the soul Circuit 7 has no form precisely, because it dons all forms, and sheds them at will, playing every role conceivable. You find you have entered a strange loop no less perplexing, dramatic, and funny, as is NKOAN. All that remains to be done is to constantly figure out new ways to create reality maps that are even funnier, sexier, more inclusive, more delightful, and more entertaining than the ones you were using yesterday. Circuit 8, the neuroatomic circuit. Circuit 8 is the farthest out that human intelligence has yet ventured. Consciousness probably precedes the biological unit or DNA tape loop. Out-of-body experiences, astral projection, contact with alien entities, or with the galactic overmind, have all been reported for thousands of years, not merely by the ignorant, the superstitious, the gullible, but often by the finest minds among us: Socrates, Giordano Bruno, Edison, Buckminster Fuller. Such experiences are reported daily to parapsychologists, and have been experienced by such scientists as Dr. John Lilly and Carlos Castaneda. Dr. Kenneth Ring has attributed these phenomena to what he calls, very appropriately, the extraterrestrial unconscious. Dr. Leary suggests that Circuit 8 is literally neuroatomic, infra, supra, and metaphysiological, a quantum model of consciousness and or conscious model of quantum mechanics by the turned-on physicists discussed previously: John Archibald Wheeler, Saul Paul Sirag, Dr. Fritjof Capra, Dr. Jack Sarfati, etc. indicates strongly that the atomic consciousness first suggested by Leary in the Seven Tongues of God is the explanatory link which will unite parapsychology and paraphysics into the first scientific empirical experimental theology in history. When the nervous system is turned on to this quantum-level circuit, space-time is obliterated. Einstein's speed of light barrier is transcended. In the Sarfati's metaphor, we escape electromagnetic chauvinism. The intelligence within the quantum projection booth is the entire cosmic brain, just as the micro-miniaturized DNA helix is the local brain guiding planetary evolution. As Lao Tzu said from his own Circuit 8 perspective, the greatest is within the smallest. Circuit 8 is triggered by ketamine, a neurochemical researched by Dr. John Lilly, which is also according to a widespread, but unconfirmed rumor given to astronauts, to prepare them for space. High doses of LSD also produce some Circuit 8 quantum awareness. This neuroatomic intelligences form mutations beyond terrestrial domesticity. The current ideological struggle is between Circuit 4 tribal moralists or collectivists, and Circuit 5 hedonic individualists. When our need for higher intelligence, richer involvement in the cosmic script, further transcendence, will no longer be satisfied by physical bodies, not even by mortal bodies hopping across space-time at warp 9, Circuit 8 will open a further frontier. New universes and realities. Beyond theology, the science and art of Godmanship, as Alan Watts once wrote. It is therefore possible that the mysterious entities, angels and extraterrestrials monotonously reported by Circuit 8 visionaries are members or races already evolved to this level. But it is also possible, as Leary and Sarfati more recently suggest, that they are ourselves in the future. The left-lobe terrestrial circuits contain the learned lessons of our evolutionary past and present. The right lobe extraterrestrial circuits are the evolutionary script for our future. Also called the metaphysiological circuit, Circuit 8 involves recognizing the model as a model, and proceeding to escape the model itself. For instance, the circuits we have been discussing theoretically are based in the brain. However, in out-of-body experiences, consciousness appears to escape the confines of the nervous system completely, and operate independently of it. The out-of-body experience, sometimes triggered by very large doses of LSD, or ketamine, various yogic practices, shamanic techniques, and sometimes occurring spontaneously, is one of many liberation of consciousness phenomena which point ultimately to the type of experience variously known as union with all consciousness, communion with the cosmic mind, oneness with God, etc. Circuit 8 experience may best be explained by Bell's theorem, which demonstrates the impossibility of isolated systems in a universe where each and every particle is constantly in instantaneous communication with every other. A whole system is a whole system. In other words, however, special relativity says that energy cannot travel faster than light. So what medium carries this instantaneous communication? Dr. Edward Harris Walker says it is consciousness. Dr. Jack Sarfati states that it is information, and explains